Welcome back. A Sarasota real estate agent is speaking out after she says she received a racist voicemail.
The realtor listed a rental property in the Bayshore Gardens neighborhood in Manatee County. She says she received the voicemail from a neighbor asking for her to, quote, keep it white. The voicemail goes on to ask the realtor to keep Bayshore original and to respect the homeowners. A federal law known as the Fair Housing Act prohibits discrimination based on several factors when renting or buying a home. But there are some loopholes. According to the National Homeownership Network Learning Alliance, it is estimated more than 4 million instances of housing discrimination occur annually in the U.S., and yet fewer than 30,000 complaints are filed each year.
Honestly, I couldn't even believe it when I heard it. I had to play it twice just to make sure that I didn't miss out on anything. I mean, it was just amazing to me that even exists.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, we hear from the realtor who received that voicemail and take a look at how common these types of incidents are. And some good news tonight for those who rely on public buses to get around Manatee County. Earlier this week, we told you how MCAT has been struggling to complete all of the bus routes because of staffing shortages. Now, county commissioners have unanimously approved funding for 16 new full-time Manatee County area transit drivers and 1 attendant. They also approved MCAT's first ever extra board, which will be comprised of additional drivers who can cover shifts when regularly scheduled drivers are out or there are vacancies.
A powerhouse football team here on the Suncoast has a new head coach tonight. Youssef Shakir is taking the job at Manatee High School. Coach Shakir is coming from Tallahassee's Lincoln High School, where he won a state championship in 2010 and was a state runner-up in 2012. School officials say Coach Shakir impressed the entire search committee with his teaching and coaching experience and quickly became a front-runner for the position. Shakir will replace John Booth. Booth shocked players and staff earlier this spring when he announced he was leaving coaching after just 3 seasons with the Hurricanes.
A new era begins at a very storied program.
Absolutely. A lot of state championships won there, 6 of them.
Right.
All right, let's get another check on our weather with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob?
A beautiful afternoon anyway. We had some clouds around this morning. Temperatures on the cooler side and a little drier air has settled in too. It's going to be a nice evening and especially a nice start to tomorrow morning. 82 degrees right now, but the dew point is low and the humidity at 52%. The pressure 2991, that is slowly rising right now. And the rain that we had yesterday well down to our south, kind of hanging on down there with a cold front. Not doing a whole lot in terms of rough weather, but a few showers near the Keys and stretching off toward Miami and the northern Bahamas right now. But high pressure continues to build in. And this high building in, it's going to make for a delightful weekend. We'll have your weekend forecast coming up in just a little bit, but no anticipation of any rainfall this evening. Clear skies, clear sailing, temperatures in the low 70s by 11 o'clock. And we are anticipating low temperatures tonight to be down into the 60s in places. Now we'll see that west to northwesterly wind anyway for a little while longer, then it'll switch over to more of a northeasterly direction by around 9 o'clock. More on our forecast for the weekend coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. President Trump speaking at his first NATO summit at the new NATO headquarters in Brussels. He spent much of his remarks lecturing members of the alliance about the need for them to pay their fair share on defense. Under the NATO treaty, members of the alliance must commit 2% of their GDP to defense spending, but only 5 of the alliance's 28 members currently meet that goal. President Trump says NATO members must finally contribute their fair share and meet their obligations.
If all NATO members had spent just 2% of their GDP on defense last year, we would have had another $119 billion for our collective defense.
President Trump also called for a moment of silence to honor the victims of the Manchester suicide bombing, saying that NATO countries must stand together and be vigilant in the face of terrorism. However, the president did not personally commit to abiding by Article 5, which commits allies to defend any of the 28 members that come under attack.
A bill to dismantle the Affordable Health Care Act that narrowly passed the Republican-led House earlier this month would leave 23 million more Americans without insurance. The new report by the Congressional Budget Office is likely to roil the current Senate talks over its version of the bill to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act. ABC's Stephanie Ramos takes a look at where the bill stands.
The GOP's health care plan to repeal and replace former President Obama's health law just got another gloomy report card.
Trump care means higher cost, 23 million hardworking Americans losing coverage.
The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office explains what the Republican-crafted health care bill would do to premiums and the number of people uninsured, finding the bill could leave 23 million more Americans uninsured and reduce the deficit by $119 billion over the next decade. For some, their premiums could skyrocket. A 64-year-old person making $26,500 in some states could see their premiums climb nearly $12,000 or more. House Speaker Paul Ryan still defends the plan.
Between premiums surging up and choices going away, Obamacare is on an unsustainable path.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell did not mention the report.
Democrats have already effectively conceded that Obamacare has failed. Now the question is, will they work with us to actually fix this mess?
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer saying he could work with Republicans on one condition.
Once they take repeal off the table, they're having real trouble with repeal. We want to sit down and make our health care system better.
The American Health Care Act is not set just yet. The Senate is now working on their own version of the health care bill behind closed doors. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
City of Venice will continue to let you to bring your dog out to eat, but they must still have some table manners. The city's doggy dining ordinance was set to expire in June. But this week, commissioners agreed to continue allowing people to bring their dogs to certain designated outdoor areas at restaurants. But there are strict rules. The restaurant has to possess a valid city permit. Employees cannot pet dogs while serving food or drinks. Customers have to keep their dogs on a leash at all times. And signs must be posted at the restaurants stating the rules. For a complete list of doggy dining rules, you can go to our website, mysuncoast.com, and look for this story.
May is Stroke Awareness Month, and one way to avoid stroke is to exercise. That's why Sarasota Memorial Hospital chose Payne Park for the setting of a stroke awareness walk today. The park is right in the middle of the 34236 zip code, which has the highest rate of stroke in the area. About a dozen people walked around the park's half-mile track. Health officials also taught participants an acronym that you need to know to help detect a stroke.
It's B fast. Balance, if you lose your balance. Eyes, which is a loss of vision. Face, if one side of the face droops. Arms, if you can't keep your arms at the same height. Speech, if your speech is blurry or doesn't make sense. And time, because time is brain with a stroke.
Stroke risk factors include high cholesterol, smoking, and diabetes.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, more flight options at 2 Southwest Florida airports, the nonstop service announcements by Allegiant and Silver Airways.
Plus, animal heads at the Ringling Museum. The significance behind this sculpture collection, straight ahead.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com, AndServices.com.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Celebrate and salute our heroes during the Memorial Day clearance and pay no interest for 48 months with same-day pickup or next-day delivery. This special purchase Florida-styled bedroom group now $5.99 with a matching 3-drawer nightstand free. This special purchase dual reclining sofa now $4.99. And this special purchase Serta-Queen Perfect Sleeper Set now $3.99. Exclusively at the Furniture Warehouse in Sarasota, Bradenton, Venice, Port Charlotte, and Allenton.
And save big.
It's no small wonder anybody loves it all.
I just love art that moves me.
No small,
I mean really moves me.
One.
Sunset Fiat of Sarasota presents No Small Wonder. High performance style. Let the art of Fiat move you.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wannabe Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
If you're looking for a summer getaway, you now have 2 more flight options to look at. Allegiant Airlines announcing new nonstop flights from Punta Gorda Airport to Louisville, Kentucky. Tickets for one-way flights are around $60 each, and the new year-round route will be offered twice a week. Rather head to the south, Silver Airways is now offering nonstop service between West Palm Beach and Key West. These new flights will be offered daily except Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Fares for that flight start at around $90.
And if you're staying here in town, well, first we're going to take a look at Suncoast Traffic Watch and then weather. Traffic is backed up on I-75 in the northbound lanes near Fruitville Road in Sarasota, so you may want to avoid that area. Now a check on our forecast. Bob?
Well, Haley, the weather was perfect this morning for the 25th annual Olympics. We'll show you that in just a little bit. Little clouds around this morning, but the clouds never stopped that problem from happening. We again show basically fair skies right now overhead as a result of the high pressure system and building in. I mentioned the 25th annual. Yes, it did happen. Stewart Elementary, there it is. They have the Olympics every year. I've had the pleasure of being there 6 of them. They raise the flag, have a great ceremony there. Principal Joe Hoagland on hand, along with Coach L and Coach M, Coach Lespazio and Coach Morans. They put it all on. The kids have a great time. Again, you have different countries being represented. Morocco was there, China was there. The 5th grade will be graduating next week, all kind of having fun, and they had some races and all sorts of great things. The weather was really quite nice for this event today. I think it was the coolest one ever that I've been a part of. Anyway, you can spot the station. Hopefully skies will be clear. The International Space Station going overhead. I'll look for the west-southwest. It'll travel to the north-northeast. It'll happen at 9:08. It'll be up there for about 6 minutes. Again, just about a fist above the horizon. It's going to be a rather low one, and it'll only be about 40 degrees above the horizon at its peak. So that means about 4 fists above the horizon. That's where you'll see it traversing across the sky. And skies should be clear. Again, as a result of a large area of high pressure, which continues to build in behind this front and provide us with this northwesterly wind flow, which is clearing our skies out slowly but surely. And we're looking for a great day tomorrow with lots of sunshine around. Right now, we have sunny skies and 82 degrees, humidity at 52%, the pressure at 2.991 inches, and that is rising ever so slightly. So high pressure is indeed dropping down. High was 83, finally below average. 87 is our average. We'll still be below this number tomorrow, so it should be quite nice. And our low temperatures will be in the mid-60s. You'll see that in a little bit. Now, rainfall for the month, look at this, 5.05 inches of rain. That's nearly 3.5 inches above average. For the year, though, we're still below, about 5 inches below average. Low temperatures tonight will be right around 70 if you're right by the beaches. 65, though, in Northport. And 68 in Englewood. We'll have clear skies in Mayaca City. 64 there. Lakewood Ranch will be down to 65 degrees. 69 in Bradenton. And 70 in Anna Maria. 69, as I said, in Bradenton is pretty cool considering our lows have been into the mid to upper 70s over the last couple of weeks. Well, the forecast high tomorrow will be, as I said, below average, a couple degrees below it. Lots of sunshine out there, so if you're heading to the beaches, load up on the sunscreen. Over the Northeast, different story. It's been kind of a cloudy, gray, wet day there over the Northeast, a winter-like day. From Maine all the way down into Indiana and Ohio. West Virginia also getting some light rainfall right now. And it's kind of a cold start, too, throughout much of Michigan and Ohio. For us, the RPM forecast model not showing much. This front hangs around down to the south. Some clouds there if you're heading down to the Keys. And you're going to see some clouds down there for a while. But then that'll break up. We'll see some sunshine and we'll have fair skies right through the holiday weekend, so it looks to be really nice for boaters too. It's been miserable last couple of days, not to worry. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and even into Monday look pretty good. Northwest winds turn to the west at 5 knots. Seas still a little high as a result of the residual waves left behind by those strong winds yesterday. Water temperature now 82 degrees, and the UV index will be high as the low tide goes out, 8:22. High tide comes in at 2:37 in the morning. Mostly clear, cooler tonight, 68 for your low. Tomorrow looks great, mostly sunny, mild, mid-80s. Enjoy it while it lasts. And the extended forecast calling for a great Memorial Day. We'll have a 20% chance of rain, not much really. And then look at that, Wednesday and Thursday, we're starting to get into that afternoon and evening kind of period. So we'll see if that pans out. That would be nice to see an early start. Back to you guys.
It would. Thank you, Bob. Mote Marine Laboratory's new state-of-the-art facility in the Florida Keys is now officially open.
The center will give top scientists, researchers, and educators from all around the world a place to do some very important work on coral reefs and climate change. ABC 7's Rick Adams is joining us live from Summerlin Key. Nice place to be, Rick.
Great place to be. It was a wonderful place to be here on the Keys. And this is a wonderful and amazing place here. And we're being told it's a place that's going to make a huge difference in our world.
This is an extremely exciting day. This is the launching of a whole new era.
This is a day Mote Marine's president and CEO, Dr. Michael Crosby, has been waiting for a long time. The ribbon is now cut on the state-of-the-art 19,000 square foot Elizabeth Moore International Center for Coral Reef Research and Restoration in Summerlin Key.
If you give bright minds and talented people cutting-edge tools, they can do so much more, and that's what we expect out of our scientists, and I know they're going to achieve that goal.
One of the scientists Crosby is talking about is Erin Moeller, who studies coral health and disease. She tells us this new facility is going to be vital in the work that they do.
The facilities that were here before were very difficult to work in. It wasn't the most welcoming environment or the most space. And now we have these gorgeous state-of-the-art laboratories, amazing accommodations and classrooms.
The new facility doubles the space Mote previously had, and it was built to withstand a Category 5 hurricane. Since a majority of coral has been lost in South Florida in the last few decades, the primary focus here will be on coral reef research and restoration, as well as the effects of climate change. Highlights of the facility include labs, classrooms for educational purposes, and housing for the scientists that will visit from all around the world. The many dignitaries who are on hand for Thursday's ribbon cutting are very impressed with the facility.
This facility is state of the art, and it's not only a resource for the Florida Keys, it's a resource for our entire state, our entire nation when it comes to coral restoration effort.
And it took around $7 million to build this facility, and the best part is the money did come from donors. Reporting live from the Florida Keys this evening, I'm Rick Adams. Guys, back to you.
All right, Rick, thank you so much. Some eye-catching contemporary sculptures are going up at the Rindley Museum of Art in Sarasota. 12 bronze zodiac heads are being installed on bronze columns on the museum grounds right now, including a rat, ox, tiger, rabbit, horse, monkey, and many more. The Circle of Animals collection was created by contemporary artist Ai Weiwei. They were inspired by a fabled fountain clock at an 18th century imperial retreat near Beijing. 7 out of the 12 animal heads are based on the original fountain examples that have been discovered. The remaining 5 are the artist's reimagining of the missing artifacts. The installation of these zodiac sculptures is quite a production.
Each one, the sculpture and the pedestal, weighs 1,200 pounds, and so they have to be moved quite carefully. And each head is shaped a little bit differently, so the rigging has to be readjusted every time.
The sculptures will be up at the Rindley Museum for about a year.
A new service for shoppers on the go. The mall at University Town Center is launching a new text-ahead valet parking program. Customers can now drop off their vehicle at the valet stand at the mall's West Grand entrance and then receive a valet ticket. When they're done shopping or dining, then you just text the valet ticket number to a phone number on the ticket there, and the valeted vehicle will be ready to pick up back at the stand. So no waiting in line, just text when you're ready to go and you're in and out.
That's a good system.
That's a great system, yeah.
Entertainment news is next.
The Alfa Romeo Quadrifoglio charmed us all and
cripple the competition. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential. There's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline. If you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death, you must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru is the best overall brand for 2 years running and the most trusted brand for 3 years running, according to Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com. Right now, you can lease one of Subaru's most versatile vehicles, the Subaru Crosstrek, for as little as $189 a month, or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
With all the furniture choices you have, where do you shop? How about Bacon's Furniture and Bedding, now available in Sarasota? Treat yourself to a new Beauty Sleep Queen mattress set starting at only $399 and save up to $800 off an adjustable base with your mattress purchase. Find huge Memorial Day discounts of up to 70% off throughout our showroom with hundreds of items ready for immediate delivery. It's the Memorial Day sales event going on now at Bacon's Furniture and Bedding, available now in Sarasota. Nobody beats Bacon's.
Alfa Romeo got a lot right with the Giulia, but the handling alone is sufficient reason to get one. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
A week after Soundgarden frontman Chris Cornell's death, his wife writes him an open letter.
Billboard published the note, which once again calls into question whether the singer intentionally killed himself. Vicki Cornell wrote, quote, "I know that was not you," and then promised to take care of the couple's 2 children and fight for his legacy. Cornell's body was found hanging in a hotel bathroom after a concert in Detroit last Wednesday. His funeral is planned for tomorrow.
A Suncoast man is playing a prime role in a popular Netflix series. Kevin Moody of Port Charlotte will star in the 3rd and final season of the series Bloodline. The 19-year-old Charlotte High grad has a part in episode 6 in the Florida-based drama thriller. Moody spent 2 days in the Florida Keys filming the episode. He plays a younger version of series regular Jamie McShane.
For the first time in 15 years, Ellen DeGeneres is hosting a stand-up special. Ellen is used to the stage as the host of her long-running talk show. Now the comedian is getting her own Netflix special. Ellen says she is writing the material now, and she will keep her fans posted on where she will be shooting this special. Ellen's last stand-up special debuted in 2003 on HBO.
The Last Jedi doesn't open until December, but today is a big day for Star Wars fans. The movie that started it all opened in theaters 40 years ago today. Believe that, May 25th, 1977. You can celebrate anywhere from the Millennium Fandom Bar in Las Vegas to the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum in Washington, which is hosting IMAX screenings. You can also visit Disney stores, which will have ceremonies, events, trivia contests, and of course, plenty of merchandise to buy as well.
A big day and plenty of ways to celebrate.
And more movies to come.
Many more, I'm sure. Yes, we'll be right back.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Drive into Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota and discover big savings during the Drive and Discover event. Come shop the Suncoast's largest selection of Ram trucks. Get maximum cargo space and more comfort with a new Ram Quad Cab for as low as $24,999. Or get more legroom and maximum comfort with a new Ram Crew Cab and save up to $10,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.